What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Augur. Augur, the betting app. Augur, the crypto betting app. Now, do think there's potential here. I would limit the potential based on currently a couple of key things. One of which is one I'm sure some people may have considered, but most will not, and it's part of the reason I don't believe it can do huge runs in terms of price. Also, some recent news of another crypto platform halting customers' withdrawals. This is unfortunately a common occurrence right now. Be aware of where you're signing up, guys. I'll get into that in a second as well. Before I do, update the spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins that I spoke about on this channel. And you're probably wondering why you should listen to me or why you should even pay attention. There's a lot of YouTube channels out there. It's a fair question. So, first 26 coins I spoke about on the channel, first 26 coins I held when I created the channel. Had you put in just $100 into each of these coins when I release videos about them, and you never sold them, you've been the worst investor of all time and just bought stuff and sat on them forever, you'd still be in profit for around 7K. But if you'd done the right thing, if you'd have bought those coins, sold them last year when the markets were flying, you could have made 123 grand. Massive difference between doing the right thing and the wrong thing. I sold these coins last year. I bought into new ones. If you want to see my current portfolio, go read copymycrypto.com. It's where I share every coin I buy, every coin I sell. We have thousands of members on the site, many of whom have never invested in anything. So we've got beginners tutorials. So it doesn't really matter where your starting point is. I share every coin I'm getting in on. You know, when I find the next Phantom was a coin I got in on. It was a Udemy course. I've done one ever, and it was that where I said this was going to 100x. Obviously, they did way more than that. And if you'd put just 2 grand into Phantom when I did that Udemy course, you'd have been a millionaire. Now, I'm always on the lookout for the next Phantom. I'm not going to do a Udemy course like last time, though. I'm simply going to go onto the site and tell the members. So if you want to hear about the next 100x coin, you're going to want to go read that site and check it out. And guys, if you want to make these gains, I do all my research all the time, every day, deep diving into this market, and you can literally copy exactly what I'm getting in on. So go to the website and have a read through. Right, Augur. Augur's a really interesting one. So Augur's had its all-time high around 105, 106 bucks back in 2018. You know, it really experienced that parabolic run. Never really had that second, run. Hit about 50 bucks last time. And then even in the second sort of wave of 2021, it couldn't get back up to those heights. You know, only reached 33 bucks. Now, Augur is effectively a betting app. It's the idea of prediction markets. It's betting without limits. And that's actually how they define themselves, like your global no-limit betting platform. Now, the problem you've got is you're limited on what you can do. So you can bet however much you want on sports, on economics, on world events. Augur used to have betting markets on the potential for a president or prime minister or world leaders to be assassinated. I don't know if they have that anymore. But what you'll see is there are limitations on what you can do. Here's you're trying to access from one of the following regions that aren't supported, which is the US, the UK, Belarus, Cuba, Iran, Iraq, Ivory Coast, Liberia, North Korea, Sudan, Syria, or Zimbabwe. You can still access REP migration, and then I'll open that up and you'll see what that is. Now, what this means is they have limited themselves, massive. And obviously part and parcel of that is the rules and regulations within each country, but by not having a access to the sports book, which is the major part of the betting now, people lose the opportunity to be able to do anything in those countries. That's a real crap scenario. And their betting exchange will be coming. I'm presuming it will also not be supported in the UK. This is a really great idea. It's a really great concept using blockchain-based prediction markets. There is, good odds and low fees. That's a massive upside as well because there's tons of fees with a lot of betting places. And betting always has an interest. People are always interested in betting, but until a company like Augur effectively can, I know it's not a company in the normal way that we say it, but until they can have access to the markets around the world, they're in trouble. They're limited on what they can really do. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of countries that aren't listed here that have significant betting culture. South Korea, there's a lot of betting that occurs in South Korea. There's a lot of betting that occurs in multiple parts of Europe. But you are missing a ton of, like, the UK is one of the biggest betting markets in the world. US has a massive betting market. So Augur missing out on that limits the success that they can have, limits the scope of success. And when you look at it from a chart perspective as well, it's looking pretty negative. Long term, maybe Augur gets back to the sort of recent highs, $50. I'd probably say more like 40, because they are limited in their scope. Bettors will always find a way to bet, and Augur could end up doing very, very well. I'm sure lots of people can use VPNs and utilize the VPNs for the countries that they need, but yeah, you're limited. And again, Augur Turbo, none of them are accessible, and that for me is a bit of a problem because I do think that limits any scope of success. If it was open to every single country, I believe it would be able to get back up to the heights that it's previously had. There's only 11 million tokens, and there's only ever going to be 11 million tokens. So that in and of itself is pretty damn good. Maybe it could hit $100, but it would need access to the markets that it currently does not have access to, and that's a massive problem. Because a lot of people won't go through the fact of using a VPN just so that they can place a bet when they can just open an account with a normal betting company. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Do you share my concerns about the fact that they're limited by not being able to go to the US or the UK or other parts of the world? And if you're a returning viewer, subscribe to the channel, by the way, because we're getting that percentage down. We were at 80% of viewers were returning viewers but never subscribed. We've got that down to 75%, which I'm very pleased with. I'd love to get that down to 70%. So to do that, if you're a returning viewer, you've got to subscribe. Yeah, so Augur. I mean, it's an interesting one. And guys, also another thing, if you're trading, get onto BitGet. BitGet right now is I set up a deal with BitGet because I genuinely love the exchange. 0% fees on all spot trading. 0%. There's nowhere else that's doing that. And for up until tomorrow evening, if you make one single trade, if you sign up to BitGet using the link I'll put in the description, click on this sign up and participate, and you join and you make a spot trade, you'll be in with a shout of $500 worth of XRP. There's not been tons of people sign up, so you've got a hell of a shot of winning at least $50 or more maybe, but you got to sign up. $50 worth of XRP. XRP is worth about 45 cents ish now. So, in a few years, that could be worth that. Say you win $50, 100 XRP, that 100 XRP could be worth $500 in a few years. Easy money. So go check it out. Links in the description. Yeah, for Augur, man, I think they're too limited. Until they get a wider platform that meets the demands. And again, yes, you can use a VPN and you can have a play with it, but I don't think the majority of people that want to bet are going to go through the faff of it. The only potential upside that people will do that is the fact that there are no limits. Because on pretty much every single betting app worldwide, there are limits to the amount you can ever win. There are limits to the amount that you can deposit or withdraw, and there are fees out of people's backsides. But in Augur, there's very minimal fees. Markets are massive. There are no limits on what you can win or deposit. And because Augur is not for profit, it means you keep more of the money that you win if you get your bet right. So I think there's potential. I think it will naturally benefit from a bull cycle in the same way that every coin does. I don't think it's going anywhere whatsoever, but I think they're limited by their scope because they've not got some of the bigger markets for betting, for gamblers. So maybe it only goes up to $40 as opposed to 52 or 100. I mean, even then, $40 is still a 440 million market cap, so it's still pretty damn good. But it's just, I think there are better options out there right now, personally. But let me know, what do you guys think in the comments down below? Do you think it can do more than that? Do you think it can hit $100? Do you think it's going to die a death? Let me know. I'm always curious to hear. If you're a returning viewer, subscribe to the channel, please. Let me get that percentage down to 70%. It would be beautiful. And hit the bell notification so you know when new content's coming out. My videos will make you money. You do not want to miss them. Guys, if you want to see the coins that are in my portfolio right now, go to copymycrypto.com. It's where I share every coin I own, every coin I buy and sell. Also, we have beginners tutorials. So it doesn't matter where you are in terms of your crypto journey. Everything, like we have step-by-step tutorials for anyone that needs to make a start. Fundamentally, guys, everything is verifiable on the site as well because it's all on the YouTube history. Spreadsheets there for everyone to see. If you want to make the 42x's, the 52, the 62, the 677, then go read the site. I do all the research. I dive into the market every day. I read constantly about which coins I think are going to have the massive runs. My portfolio is designed the way it is to make the most I can, and when I find the next phantom, I'll tell the members. So if you want to get ahead of everyone else and make the 100 times gains, go read the site. And last bit of news, Freeway, crypto platform that promised 43% returns, halts withdrawals. It's a UK-based crypto platform. They promised annual returns up to a mind-boggling 43%. It halted withdrawals on Sunday. Immediately, the native crypto plummeted 74%. And to top it all off, the Freeway website appears to be scrubbing the names and photos of some of their executives. Upset users have taken to the community Telegram channel for Freeway, expressing frustration that they can't access their accounts. People who told friends and family members to invest in the platform seemed the most angry, based on the comments seen. Obviously, this is now, I think, the third of many crypto downfalls. If you are seeing high percentages for stable coins, do not go on the site. Honestly, if you're seeing anything like 8%, 9%, 10%, 11, 12, you're seeing those kind of percentage returns on a stable coin, then trust me, those accounts are dangerous. The only way that any of these companies can promise that is by utilizing your funds and entering into arbitrage trades, entering into long positions, short positions, and if they screw up, they will lose your money. It's what happened with Celsius, it's what happened with Voyager. We are going to see, probably what's happened with these, almost certainly, we're going to continue seeing this. Don't be sucked in by an 8% gain or a 9% or a 10% or whatever, right? If it isn't a proper crypto that's giving you staking returns, don't believe it. It can't be done. And I don't want to see people getting burnt by this rubbish. So be careful, folks, because again, this is another one that's gone down. It won't be the last. It will not be the last this year. Do not be surprised if we see another one of them gone within a month or within a couple of months. They're already removing their founders' photos because they know they've screwed everyone up. They've screwed everyone. They've had to use this to find people. Ridiculous. So just be careful, folks, because again, this isn't the last one we're going to see. And that's it from me. Take it easy.